So next up is Miss Sandra Beattie. Sandra is the first Deputy Director of the New York State Division of the Budget. She's responsible for supporting the overall development and management of New York State's fiscal policy, including preparation of budget recommendations for all the state agencies and programs, economic and revenue forecasting, tax policy, and fiscal planning. If that's not enough, in addition to that, from the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, Ms. Beatty also played a central role in New York State's response, including the procurement of personal protective equipment, PPE, securing federal funding, and delivering new technologies to support the launch of Excelsior Pass, which you may have heard about, a digital proof of vaccination. Sandra, it's a real pleasure to have you here. I know how incredibly busy you are these days with Excelsior Pass. Same question to you, if you could take just a few minutes, describe the effort that you were leading, some of the goals behind it, and any obstacles or challenges that you face and what you've learned through the process. Over to you.
Sure. Thank you, Brian, and thank you to the other panelists for the enriching discussion to set this stage. I will start with really two things. One is when we started this journey in New York, it really was about reopening the New York State economy for all individuals who live and reside within our state. So we launched the Excelsior Wallet. Within the Excelsior Wallet, there are multiple passes that can be retrieved. The passes have PCR testing, they have vaccination status, and with that, an individual can generate more than one pass. If you're someone who is the head of a household and you need to carry the passes or information for your family members, you can do that with the information provided and the consent through the process. First and foremost, this is it's all voluntary. We wanted to make sure that throughout this entire journey, for an equity standpoint and for individuals who are just not comfortable with technology, that we continue to offer the CDC paper card in any of our state reopening guidance that requires proof of vaccination. In the very beginning of this journey, we had close collaboration with some of our major stadiums, Madison Square Garden, Yankee Stadium, et cetera, to provide a form of verification and proof of your vaccination status. We have always kept privacy at the core of what we were doing. And the privacy is based on linkage to our database, which has every individual who was vaccinated or received any type of COVID test, PCR or antigen within New York State. This includes if you live in New York City, if you live in Buffalo, if you live in the North Country. This is a one-stop pass for every individual who lives within New York State and has been vaccinated or tested within here. We are continuing to see an uptick, right? We launched in March, if I believe correctly, with this. With that, we are heading towards 3 million individuals with passes. The next thing that I want to bring you to is if you flip to the next slide, today we are doing a soft launch of the Excelsior Pass Plus. The Excelsior Pass Plus, it's timely for this conversation. It's a secure digital copy of your COVID vaccination card, and all the user's data is kept confidential. This visual that you're seeing here provides a safe access to your vaccination records. It shows everything that's on your CDC card, your name, date of vaccination, the lot number, etc. And with this pass is fully compliant with all the standards previously discussed by the panelists. This is VCI, W3C, HL7 Fire, Smart Card, and this was all done in collaboration and building off of the standards that peers in this field, VCI, Smart Card, etc., were designing and developing. For us as a state, it was important for us to maintain our existing Excelsior Pass, limited information, limited data, basically shows your name and that you were vaccinated, yes or no. There's a bunch of individuals who will never need to use Excelsior Pass Plus with all of the full information that's included on your CDC immunization card. But those individuals, it's all about your personal choice. So what we're excited about here with this also will be in conjunction with one of our important partners, Verify. And with that, this means that individuals that possess an Excelsior Pass Plus card, free to go to our web portal, download, get it from the app, store, either way, to travel to multiple international destinations. And this soft launch today is consistent with how we first rolled out Excelsior Pass, because you have to do a lot of user testing, make sure that it is as friendly to the individual that we think it is, right? We've been engrossed in being the architect and designing, developing. So sometimes it's good to get it out there into the public, start getting public feedback. We're already seeing that. We released this out into the public this morning. So we are actively monitoring and making any corrections that we need to make and logging all of that. With that partnership with Verify, that will enable individuals to go to various countries, Greece, France, Spain, Italy, others, depending on what the exception and where Verify is being used with airlines of choice that are partners with them. So we're delighted to be contributing to this national and international conversation. And I know we'll get into some more during the Q&A. I think the one thing that I do want to make sure we address is this is not just about international travel. It is not just about who is comfortable with technology or not. It is about an individual's right to have access to their personal health records. And that is what this is about. We are excited that this can also prevent opportunities in other spaces where immunization is required. Obviously, we all know that in the US, immunization has been required for children in our K through 12 schools. We are thinking through, is there a way to expand on this for those purposes within the state? We are also working in collaboration with our major universities, the SUNY and CUNY, which is the state and city universities of New York, and their respective campuses as part of reopening the campuses and welcoming the students back. So in this public health crisis that we have all been, we just are extremely appreciative of all of the assistance and being able to lead the way in having this national and international dialogue.